Hi class, this is Mrs. Jameson. I'm going to be talking to you for a couple of minutes about what we're going to be doing in the library over the next several weeks. I think you're going to like it. We're going to have a lot of fun exploring electrical engineering and doing a lot of hands-on activities, exploring circuits and the way electricity works. But we're not only going to be doing that, we are also going to be doing research so that we can learn how to be good researchers and use information the right way. So we are going to be embarking on a big unit, and each week when we get started from here on out, we are going to be opening up this Google Slides presentation. It's actually called a Hyperdoc because you're going to be clicking on links and videos each week to do an activity. So I just want to point out a couple of things. First of all, if you look in this bar down here, you'll always see that I have some directions right here. This is just the title slide, so we're not going to do anything with this today. The second slide here just talks to you about what you're going to be learning, and it explains what a hyperdoc is. So a hyperdoc is a self-guided digital lesson. You'll be following directions on each slide to watch videos, click on links to articles, and respond creatively and collaboratively. You're going to be learning research skills such as paraphrasing and citing sources. You're going to learn to use text features and think critically. And then we'll follow up with some kind of hands-on engineering type of activity for that day. But we'll start off this way each week. So today you're going to be starting with slide 3, which is a refresher course about the topics of plagiarism, paraphrasing, and citing your sources. So today I would like you to read through each of these 3 definitions and then come over into this box and watch at least one video under plagiarism and then one video under paraphrasing to help you learn about it. And then after you finish slide 3, you may go on to slide 4 today, and this is going to take some time. I want you to open up a biography article from World Book Online about a scientist that had something to do with the discovery of electricity, either furthered the advancement of it, invented it. You tell me, you're going to find out. So again, down here I have the directions. It says you will need to log into World Book for this lesson, and I have my username and the password right there. And always look on the side of these slides for reminders. Don't forget to cite your source, just copy and paste. WorldBook is a great place to go for information. It makes it super easy to give credit to your source because the citation will be at the bottom of the article. So for today's activity, you're going to need to go click on one of these 4 scientists. It doesn't matter which one. You pick one that sounds interesting to you. And it's a direct link to the World Book article. So I think I'll start with Ben Franklin. And the first step, once this article comes up, now at this point you may have to sign in. I'm already signed in. So remember, back here, it tells you how to sign in with your username and password. All right, so I'm going to scroll down. The first thing I want to do is learn how to cite a World Book article so I can give credit from where my information comes from. So I'll scroll down right to the bottom. This is a long article, and we'll be using the MLA format. There are different ways to cite your sources, but the way that we use most frequently in Fort Zumwalt is the MLA article. So I'm just highlighting these 2 lines, and then I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut, Control and C at the same time. That will copy it. And then I click back on this tab, and right here, I'm going to click inside this box to make sure my cursor is blinking, and then Control V as in victory to paste it. And I don't care if it goes off the screen a little bit. I just want to know that you know how to find that citation and cite it. Okay, citing your source is not it for today's activity. You are going to need to come over here and do this box. So look closely at the question. What contribution did your person make toward the scientific discovery of electricity? Whichever person you choose, you will need to skim and scroll to look for the keyword electricity. You do not need to read the entire article. So that's an important skill to know when you are doing research. You do not have to, if you're zoning in on something very specific, like what did Benjamin Franklin have to do with electricity? If you look at this article, you can see that this man has done a lot. He's very famous for a lot of different reasons. What I really want to know is for this specific purpose is what he did that somehow furthered the advancement of using electricity. So at this point, I can just scroll down until the keyword of electric, electricity, something about that jumps out at me. So I'm looking for bold headings. I might read some of the captions under the pictures. So this one right here is about him being a printer. While that might be very interesting, my purpose for today is to look for what he did for electricity. Okay, here we go. He was a publisher. Again, I'm scrolling, looking for those bold headings, civic leader. Still not seeing anything really that has to do with electricity. Ah, here we go. The scientist experiments with electricity. Franklin was one of the first persons in the world to experiment with electricity. He became famous for his description of an electrical experiment he said he conducted at Philadelphia. Okay, so now I'm getting somewhere. So I could be reading this whole section right here, and then my job is to paraphrase it, which means put this in my own words. So I don't want to just say word for word exactly what the author of this article said. I have to be really good at thinking about what I'm reading and then trying to put it in my own words and phrases. So I think this part is interesting. Franklin's experiments with electricity involved some personal risk. He knocked himself unconscious at least one. He had been trying to kill a turkey with an electric shock, but something went wrong, and Franklin, not the bird, was stunned. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing. That might be what I want to focus on. So I might come back here and say, Ben Franklin did a lot of experiments with electricity. He even shocked himself. Okay, and then I want to go back because notice it does say what contribution did he make. So he experimented with it. So I think I'll probably need to go back up here. He was the first person in the world to experiment with electricity. That's interesting. He described how he flew a homemade kite during a thunderstorm to prove that lightning is a spark. Okay, so I probably will want to go in here and include that Franklin was a brave person who was one of the first to experiment with electricity. He used a kite during a storm. Okay, that's a good start here to a paraphrase. This is the activity I want you to do today. So when you come back the next week, you'll already have this slide done, slide 4 done, and you'll be going to slide 5 for the next activity, which will be different. So we are just going to be continuing on with this Hyperdoc over the next few weeks, and you only do 1 or 2 slides each week. In this case, we are doing slides 1 through 4 today. Really only slides 3 and 4. All right, good luck. Thank you.